You know, most inspections take about 2.5 hours. But then depending on the square footage of the house, you just got more footsteps, you got more rooms to look through. So, you know, a lot of houses are 2.5. Probably some of the bigger houses that Tim and I do, we do some very large houses. You know, 5,000 square feet can take up to 5 and 6 hours of inspecting to go through all the aspects of the home. We usually start up on top of the house because we always want to see what's going to drip from the top down below. And so we start at the top of the house and then we literally work down. We inspect the roof, and Tim and I are both very good at understanding roof conditions. We both come from the construction background of roofing, and we know what to look for hail damage and wind damage. And then after that, we go into the attic and we're checking for insulation. And there's a lot of things you're going to learn about a house by looking in the attic area. It has a lot to do with the comfort of the house. If the attic is not vented properly, it will really make the interior of the house uncomfortable. Or it can make the energy inefficient by not having the right amount of insulation. And then we just work our way down. We start on the second floor, we go through each and every room, we test all the bathrooms, and we like to run the water for quite a bit of amount of time to make sure we catch any leaks that might be in that bathroom. And then we work our way down into the second floor, and again we're looking at the ceilings, looking for any of those darn ceiling stains or water leaks that might be happening. And as we go through the house, we're checking all the electrical, all the plumbing. We're checking just the standard construction. We're making sure that it's decent construction to begin with. And then we get down into the basement, and that's where the real guts of the house are. And we will look at the electrical panel, we look at the furnace, we check the air conditioner, we look for sump pumps, and then also we do quite a bit of looking around the foundation of the house to look for any possible leaks. There are a lot of safety items that we'll catch when we do a home inspection. I truly believe that the homes in Omaha are safer now than they were 25 years ago because of home inspections. There's a lot of items that are never caught. We will inspect homes that are 20, 25 years old, and we'll find things like insufficient air for a furnace. A furnace needs air to breathe because it's fire, so it needs oxygen. And quite often when people finish their basement, the contractor will come in and he'll put that furnace into this little tiny room and he'll drywall it in and put tight doors in there. Well, the trouble is that furnace is cooking, that fire, which is basically your furnace, needs oxygen. And if it runs out of oxygen, it starts to create carbon monoxide. And we find that quite a lot, and people just have no idea that that's going on. When I present to people and I show people these concerns that we've found, I put that into perspective with the whole house. I like to think that I kind of give the overall picture. Sometimes if you focus in just on the problems and just have people look at the problems, they'll think that this house is full of problems. Well, in actuality, it's a checklist of things to do. And if you take care of this checklist of things to do, you got a really good house. And so that's what I'm able to help people do, to see the home in perspective. Obviously, they like this home, or they wouldn't be paying us money to be here doing the inspection. And I want them to like that house, but I also want them to see those few items that they have to take care of so that house is a comfortable, safe, easy house to live in. Now, there are times where we'll do an inspection and there are major concerns, and we'll tell people about these concerns. And sometimes they can go back to the seller and they can see if those things can be addressed. But it's best to know it there versus 2 weeks after you sign the paper, that's for sure. And so that's why it's good for people to know this information up front.